You've never seen a pen like this. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this pen. This is the kind of pen that I think James Bond would carry. It's so cool. This is the Wuben GECKO E61 Multifunction Penlight. And on one hand, it's a pen, so I can draw, and you can see it's a very nice, smooth, easy to use pen. But let's say I wanted to use a stylus tip on it. I could do that. Let me just unlock my phone, and now you can see that it works with touch capacitive systems, and pretty slick. To change it, I lift it up and then I rotate it, and it actually comes with two other tips. So there's 4 different tips you can use. So what I have here is this is the ballpoint pen tip on this end, and then I lift it up and I rotate it, and then this is the touch pen. But there's also an inkless pen, which is kind of interesting. So it basically is like the ballpoint pen, but there's no ink. Why would you use that? Well, you can etch on wood or stone. Not exactly sure when you would use that, but you could. And then there's a 4th head, and that's a zirconium bead head. And they say that you can use that, if necessary, to slam and break glass as you might be in an emergency situation. So the other ones are in their packaging. I'll show you that in a second. You only get to pick 2 for your pen when you're using it. Now, how do you take them off? Well, that's pretty easy. It literally just unscrews. So I can unscrew this one, for example, and let me give you some close-ups of the 4 different heads, because it's kind of hard to see from here. So first off, this is the zirconium bead head, the one that you can use to break glass. This is the ballpoint pen, and you can see the refills next to it. There's not a lot of ink in these. This is not something you're going to use to write your next novel, but in a pinch, it does give you the ability to have that pen function. Here's the inkless pen, which you can use to draw on wood, glass, stone, whatever. Not exactly sure when you'd use that one. And then finally, this is the touch pen that is the capacitive ball tip. Cool stuff. Now, really where this shines, see my pun there, is that it's also a light. So you unfold it, and now there's a button, and inside here is a 120 milliamp hour battery. That's not very big, but unless you're using it at its brightest mode, which is pretty darn bright, it actually gives you pretty decent battery life. So let's turn it on. So this is the, I think, lowest, and you just push and hold, and it'll step through the 3 illuminations. So this is the brightest one. This is 130 lumens. The lowest illumination is 3 lumens, which actually you can run for 15 hours if you really are in a pinch. And 30 lumens is the middle illumination. Now, what I want to show you is that you can obviously close it and use it like that, but it actually opens and does that sort of 90, 180, and 270. So there might be a situation where you want to have it like that and get your illumination, and when you're done, you just push and it will turn off. Now, where this gets even more fun, you can imagine more fun out of this, right? Let's turn this on, and now I'm going to double push. Whoops. And now you get into its emergency mode. And this one's pretty slick, right? It's almost like getting your friends really anxious that there's a police car pulling you over. But in an emergency situation, you can imagine doing something like this, and it's going to catch people's eye, and they're going to be like, what's up? What's going on? So pretty cool. Now, you push and hold, and then you get back to the regular illumination, and you push once, and it's off. How do you charge it? I know you want to know that. There is a micro USB connection on the very top, and then the button actually illuminates red while you're charging to show that it still needs more juice, or blue if it's fully charged. So all of that in this that is just basically a pen. And in case you didn't think they had over-engineered this, let me show you the box. This is ridiculous. So this is a pen, right? But you open it up, and this is like this beautiful gift case. And the pen would normally be along the bottom, of course. And then it comes with instructions in here. And then this has all the other tips, as I showed you. And then this has, if I can get it out, this has the micro USB charging cable, although if you're like me, you probably already have dozens of them. But I just love this packaging for a pen. I mean, it's a pen, but you can imagine you give this to someone and this is a fancy gift. This is like, you know, thanks for your year of service here at our tech company. Here's a really amazing, like, James Bond 007 pen for you. So let's see, what else can I tell you about this? This is just really fun. I'm really way more impressed with this than I would have expected I would have been. So we've got all the light functions, we got all the different tips and pen functions. I've told you about the specs of the battery. It is IP66, so if you drop it in a puddle or if you have to dip it in blood to sign a contract, then that's not going to affect it, although I don't recommend using it around blood. Whole different conversation. It is 1.9 ounces, so it's kind of heavy and it's a little front heavy. So if you're thinking you can hold it like perfectly centered, it's not quite like that. And I'm pretty sure this little dial on this side is just for people that fidget. So it's just a way that you can actually spin it. It's a little bit long for me to be able to spin it on the tip of my finger, but I imagine there are some people that are going to figure this out. It's also heavier because it's aircraft grade aluminum alloy. So the whole thing is a great fit and finish. It's really a well-built unit. It is not plastic. It does not feel plastic. It feels, like I said, like something that you would expect some secret agent would have because of all these other functions that you can't even realize are there until it's a situation where you suddenly need to blind your attacker or something. So all that's left to talk about is the price. And before we get there, I'll just put it down because I'm just going to fiddle with it otherwise. Before we get to the price, I'm going to ask, if you don't mind, can you go ahead and click on that subscribe button? Really appreciate when you subscribe to my channel. Cool. All right. This is the Wuben GECKO E61 Multifunction Penlight, and it's $80. Well, on their site, it actually lists it at $69.99, and that's at wubenlight.com. This is one of the most fun pens that I have encountered in a very long time. I am a big fan, and I definitely recommend that you check it out. That's all I got. I'm going back to writing my very short novel, which means I'll hope to catch you in my next video.